A certain keeper threw away a lead at Copenhagen and we lost 4-3. A certain keeper threw away a lead we had in Turkey in Galatasaray. We drew 3-3. A certain keeper messed up for 3 goals because of which we lost 4-3 to Bayern. And what did all these results get us, guys? Not relegation to Europa League, but no European football at all for last season. Now, imagine you have this keeper and you think, okay, he's trustworthy enough. You make sure that he's the number one for next season. Now, he starts off next season in pretty decent form. But by the time it reaches October, by the time it reaches November, form starts to dwindle off. And now he starts to go back to his old self after maybe 2-3 months of having a purple patch. Now, you have a number 2 with you, which you refuse to play because you think that he's not trustworthy, that he's not good with his feet. So you persist with this keeper. And again, he puts in 1 or 2 good performances across the next month. And as the season progresses, what happens is that your number 1 keeper is not only playing bad, but he is literally forgetting the fundamentals of goalkeeping. What are the fundamentals of goalkeeping? Number 1, diving. Number 2, shot stopping. Number 3, anticipation. Number 4, leadership at the back. That is calling for your ball, calling for your man, for your defense to organize. And it's gone. So now the situation we have right now is that we have a number 2 whose last game was at the Emirates when we won on penalties, where he had an amazing game. He hasn't played since, probably not match fit. Now we have Onana, who, if I'm going to put it very nicely, is the worst keeper I have ever seen play at United. I mean, ever. And this includes substitute keepers. This includes reserve keepers. Any keeper that I've seen play a competitive game for United, Onana is the worst out of all of them. Like, it doesn't even come anywhere close. And I saw a stat. Apparently, some people pushing this narrative that Onana is a good keeper because he's prevented 7 or 8 goals that should have gone in. But when you really see the stats, it is something like 104 goals expected against us, and he conceded 96, 97. So that's the differential that people are talking about when they say Onana's a great keeper. We drew 2-2 against Lyon. Forget the performance for a second. Let's put that to the side for a second. Just focus on what should have been if Onana was on it. If we had De Gea instead of Onana, what would have happened? Well, number 1, we're not losing the ball at the back as much as Onana did, because we all talk about Onana being this world-class keeper from the back, but where is that? I'm telling you, De Gea was better. I saw the 22-23 season where he was apparently bad. De Gea was playing out from the back way better than him. He was shot stopping way better than him. So we spent 50 million on a keeper to replace De Gea, who is arguably a United great, with this guy. The worst part is he doesn't even know when to parry the ball. He doesn't know when to hold on to the ball. He doesn't know when to distribute. He doesn't know when to call for support. He does not know the fundamentals of goalkeeping. Onana is a failed centre-back who thought, you know what, I might as well try my shot at goalkeeping, because why not? Because the way he handles the ball, you would think this is Maguire in goal. I swear, I can't stand this play anymore. Onana has to be benched. It does not matter who plays. It could be even that kid that we bought from Arsenal. It could be Altay Bayındır. Whoever it is, Onana better not start for the rest of the season. Because it's not just that he's a net zero. He's a net negative. He's making things worse for us every single time he plays. He's parrying the ball into danger. Even if you give away a corner, you know what? Sometimes it's okay. See, we had the win in our hands, Somehow, we did not deserve the win. We did not deserve to score. But somehow, magically, Euro scores, Xerxes scores. We're 2-1 up in Lyon. 87, 88 minute almost. So we had pretty much won it. And then what does Onana do? The shot comes in. This guy parries the ball into danger that is right in front of him. Chucky chips it over him. Then the rest is history. Now, if we look at the rest of the performance, this is well better than what we deserve. We deserve to get beat 3-4-0. But the only reason we didn't lose 3-4-0, the only reason we did get a 2-2, is because Lyon's front line was so wasteful. Whether that was Turkey, Lacazette, or Mikotadze, they were wasteful. This was by far one of the most superior technical sides I've seen play against United this season. And this is including Premier League, this is including Europa League. Just footballing wise, this was our toughest test to date. And somehow, just because Lyon is wasteful, we managed to avoid defeat. But does this mean there's going to be the same case later on? Probably not. I would say even at Old Trafford, I'm not exactly confident that we'll win. I'm definitely confident we can get a draw. A win requires us to hold on to what we have. And if we don't have Delict by then, I think we're looking a bit shaky. Because Maguire was literally a 50-50, and the midfield was bypassed by Tolisso and Veretout with ease. It was like Casemiro and Ugarte didn't even exist. Casemiro had a bad game today. Ugarte, as usual, like I don't expect anything more from Ugarte. This is the level I expect. Dorgu wasn't particularly bright. Hoyland, on the other hand, yeah, I mean, I get bored of saying the same thing again. Juventus apparently in for him, just sell him, get rid of him. Garnacho, it's the exact same thing. Napoli apparently want him, get rid of him. That's it. Fernandez, again, like always, 50-50 game. Some of his balls were good. He got the assist for Zirkzee. And ultimately, you could even argue that probably just off the starting 11, Bruno was our best player, but that's really not saying anything because they were all equally as bad. We did not deserve a goal. Forget 2 goals. We didn't even deserve 1. The first one, it came to the point where I was thinking, you know what, we're not even getting a goal. I might as well sleep. And then Euro scores. And then we're like, okay, 1-1. Now we're back in it. Second one again, for long parts of the second half, even though we were slightly better in the second half, it wasn't like it was sure shot, it was coming, the goal was coming. We kept on probing and then we got a goal. No. It just happened out of nowhere. The cross comes in from Bruno. Zirkzee scores. And then we have 2-1 and then Turkey, the whole Onana thing. I mean, I don't even want to get back into it. But another thing we realized, and let me reinforce this again, Amorim out. When the moment comes, everybody is going to realize this. He's not good enough. Even if you say, you know what, he made the right changes. He brought on Zirkzee. He brought on Mount. That may be true. But when I look for a manager, especially at a club like this, you know what I look for? The timing at which you make the decisions. He made it way too late. He should have done this, even if not half time. He should have done this by the 50th minute. By the 55th minute, he should have brought Zirkzee on. He should have brought Mount on. Let alone the fact that they should have started in the first place anyway over Hoyland and Garnacho. But let's just say, you know what? Okay, he messed up. In game, you can make tactical tweaks. You can see Lyon are a superior team technically. And he decided to play the most untechnical side I've ever seen. Casemiro, Ugarte, Garnacho, Hoyland, Fernandez. Less said the better. And the more we come to this, we realize the problem is actually the coaching setup. The problem is how we are trying to play football. Because Amorim is not trying to play football, guys. The more we see this, we talk about Amorim ball. This guy just wanted to park the bus, which, by the way, in a European game away from home at Lyon, I don't oppose. But sometimes you have to adapt to the game. So even if you came to park the bus, even if you came to sit back, if you see that your opposition is actually pretty vulnerable at the back, if you see that there are chances to be had, then you go probe them. But we weren't probing them. We were sitting back. We were letting them do what they wanted. Which is why even I was surprised by the fact that I saw 50% ball possession for us. When in truth, it should have been more like 65 to Lyon. Because Lyon had most of the ball. And they had the ball in the decisive half. They had the ball in crucial situations, though they didn't make it count. At the end of the day, it was Lyon 2, Man United 2. Second leg is going to be as important as this now. It's just a shoot off at Old Trafford. Now it's all about how do we approach that game. If we do the same thing as Sociedad, we are not going to beat Lyon 4-1, by the way. The best we're getting is a 2-1 win and we move, which I do think we'll hold on for. I think we will secure that 2-1 win. I don't know how yet, but we will manage that somehow. And before I forget, I need to also shout out Mino when he came on. This is what we've been missing from a midfielder. This is what I expect of a 10. What Mino came on in that cameo. Simple, easy, passing football. And you keep the ball rolling. You don't lose the ball in stupid situations. This is what Mino brings you. This is what we expect from all players. When Ahmad comes back, we'll get that. When we have Mino, we have that. But you know what's the problem? I don't even trust his manager to play him in the right spot. He's probably going to play Mino in the pivot with Casemiro, which is the dumbest thing that he can do. Instead of putting Fernandes in the pivot and dropping Mino at 10, he's probably going to play Mino in the pivot. And he's going to play Zirkzee as a number 9. Or he's not going to play Zirkzee at all. I do not understand this one bit. But anyways, next we have Newcastle. You know what? That we can brush aside. Yeah, I don't really mind. We can just rest all our players for that. And then take it to Old Trafford against Lyon. So, see you all in the next one.